Sweat Equity Podcast. Woo, feeling it. How you feeling, Caleb?
Sir, we're doing it. We're here. We're live.
We've got a guest that's never heard our podcast, even though I see him almost every week.
You're in trouble now.
It's all good.
Pretty intense music for some finance stuff.
Yeah, finance. What,
finance.
You think this podcast is about finance? That third voice you're hearing is Maybach Diamonds.
Hello.
At Maybach Diamonds on Twitter, right?
Yes, and Instagram.
Comedian John Jacobs.
What's up? I mean, it has the word equity in it. Doesn't that mean financial something?
Kinda. Yeah. It means ownership.
It's fine, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That other Lions per voice you're hearing over there is Mr. Caleb Putty.
How's it going, guys?
I am your host, Law Smith. So you don't know what the podcast is about.
I
Basically,
do not.
we try to find realistic advice, kind of the anti Tim Ferriss stuff. So like
Tim Ferriss? What?
he's a 4-hour body guy.
So the guy who invented the wheel, the Ferris wheel?
Oh, that's been our time.
That's
so
the kind of
thanks for
comedy
coming
you
by.
can expect to hear from me.
Thanks for coming by.
I can't leave.
So basically, we just kind of talk about how you got from, wanting to start stand-up or start a career, and how
Point
you
A to
got
point
there,
B.
how you got to being a reality star
Yes.
on MTV for Are
Big
You the
star.
One?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that's seen that show?
Everyone's
Any
seen it.
17-year-olds that listen to this
Yeah,
podcast?
right?
Also, you got a rap career going?
Big rap career.
Okay, so that's a new venture.
Yeah.
That
Not
didn't
just
just-
rap. All music.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard it yet. I haven't heard
know,
the cuts.
It's very sweet.
What else do I have to plug? You also have Couch Talk, which is a
Couch
series
Talk,
of
it's
interviews.
like a video podcast.
Yeah. But you actually edit it,
I do.
and the editing job is awesome.
Thanks, man.
Basically, Maybach Diamonds here. He interviews people on his couch.
Yep.
And it's like an interview you'll never ever see.
Yeah, while people are talking, images appear on the screen based on what we're saying.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like a free association improv game.
Yeah, and it's edited.
Where
beautifully
is this?
on YouTube? Right?
YouTube?
Yeah.
What can
YouTube.
they search?
Couch Talk.
Couch
And
Talk?
That probably won't come up within the first 10 pages, but you
Just
gotta
keep looking.
Yeah, just keep looking.
So
Perfect.
we'll
You'll
put
find
it. We'll put it on the link to this
Yeah,
podcast
please.
episode. I know I say that a lot, but I'm actually going to do it this
Okay,
time.
thank you.
So glad you came in. Yeah,
Thank you.
this episode is about we interview people just trying to say, what did they learn on the way to getting to where they are right now.
Sure.
I would say you're not, we're never really where we want to be. We always want to do better.
Right.
But there's stuff you've learned by doing stand up for 6 years.
Yeah, about 8.
And you've got a headlining gig coming up at
Yep.
the Ybor Improv,
Heck
Tampa
yeah,
Improv.
baby.
We do this in Tampa,
Yes.
and that's a big deal because that room, it's hard. It's one of those places where you start out, it's hard to get a headlining gig because they always think of you as an open micer no matter what. So that's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal for me, man. I mean, I started doing stand-up at the Improv literally right when I turned 21, like the day after my birthday. They had an open mic, so I went out there. And I'd already been doing stand-up for a couple years, but not really consistently. But, yeah, man, took me a little over 5 years now, going to that Improv every week. And they gave me a headlining gig, yay!
How did you get it? How did you go about having that conversation?
Well, there's this guy named Laszlo, and he's a comic, and he's kind of managing me now.
Yeah.
And I guess he just kind of asked them. So it seems like I could have just asked them.
And you're like, that's all we had to do.
Yeah, no, that was about it. Yeah, I mean the
That's why you
TV
say
credits.
kind of managing. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. But the TV credits definitely helped me get that. Before I would never have gotten it. But
How far in depth do they go when they decide on a headliner? Like, how far back will they what do you need? Like, what's your package have to look like? That's a really shitty way to put it. What does your resume need to look like in order for them to consider you?
I mean, just for me, just because I've been there for so long,
Right.
they know me well enough. But if they didn't know you at all, you'd have to have a good reel of comedy you've already done, a lot of credits from TV, a lot of references from other comics,
Right.
and just anything else you need for any other job.
It's
Yeah.
there's a Ralphie May quote about if it's weird because you could do it like what you're saying, like you've been grinding to get up to that point. There's also people that they may have been on a TV show in the 90s and just given stand-up just giving it a go,
right?
Which is almost insulting for a lot of comics.
Chris Kattan.
That's your boy, though.
I know.
You hang out with him.
That was a shout out. That was a shout out.
You give him shit when you talk to him?
I mean, I think he knows that he's.
Does he give himself shit?
The best comic. I mean, he's an improv guy and he's doing stand up now. It doesn't make that much sense, but it's happening.
Well, it's one of those things where, if you can put asses in the seat, because Chris Kattan's familiar for people. I don't know his act at all, but I bet people go because they're like, oh, he's familiar. I know. I love Mr. Peepers.
Mr. Peepers.
Yeah, that's his character. Yeah,
eat the apple fast.
I'm sure that way is the other side of it. But I mean, like you got to put asses in the seat. The Improv's a big fucking franchise, so they kind of have their own funneling system, and then once you get in, they're kind of Improv and Funny Bones book all. You're either on that team or you do all independent clubs from that. So that's a breakdown, really.
Corporate.
Yeah. But that's the thing about being a comic that I get a lot of shit from our comedian friends for like I love doing small business kind of consulting, and the last time we hung out with Matt Fernandez, he's like, You're talking like you're doing pitches now. And I'm like, I'm not even trying. I'm just.
You're a pitch man.
I'm telling you stuff. I'm not. But I'm saying like, it's weird that comedians don't think of it more as an entrepreneurial endeavor because I was thinking about it on the drive up here. What are we going to talk about? And I wanted to get down too crazy of a route,
right?
Because you and I can just shoot the shit and talk shit for an hour or 5.
Yeah.
And so I was saying like. It's the entrepreneurship route is similar to stand-up and it's isolating. You're by yourself a lot of the time.
Yeah, I think a lot of the time these newer comics, you got to get funny first, so they can't even worry about the entrepreneur side.
Oh, I'm comparing, but one blends into the other.
Right.
I'm saying like, it's an isolating endeavor.
Yeah,
you're writing crazy ideas down, and you're hoping that they make sense when you tell them to whoever, an audience or a client.
Yeah,
You have to you have to win over a lot of people for a while, for years, and you have to be kind of crazy. Yeah, you have to be a little crazy because people are telling you can't do it. Yeah, and you suck in the beginning too. That's the other part. Yeah, you really suck in the beginning. Yeah, and so you have to have some weird ego to push you through to go. Hey, that wasn't so bad this time. Yeah, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, everything's against you, but for some reason we're like, no, I know it. I see it inside. Right. I can do it.
I mean, that's got to be something that is incredibly tough to recognize, though. To say when literally everybody else is like, dude, you suck. And you're like, but I'm going to keep doing this no matter what.
Yeah, but it draws a lot of crazy people to comedy. It draws a lot of delusional folks.
Do you think that's why the comedy niche, from an outsider looking in, I would call it a very strong, strongly, tightly knit community? Do you think that's why it is that way?
It's weird, man.
Why? What way?
I feel like when you are, if you're a comedian, whether you are on a local level or a national level, you kind of you get that respect from the culture itself. Okay. I feel like the people who are in are automatically accepted. I don't know if they're respected as much as some of the higher guys, but you're automatic. You're in.
Once you understand comedy a little better as a comic, if you don't have an ego with the other comics, you can just understand your place in the community. Yeah, there's a lot of love at shows, man. Everybody's hugging and shit and high-fiving and everybody's best friends.
The Tampa Bay community is pretty nice, and so that's a little bit different than I've understood. But you're right. It is a weird thing because it's like we're a bunch of feral cats essentially. And so, but I mean, we're hanging out at weird hours, and you jump on shows. Cats. Yeah, you jump on shows with a bunch of people that you don't know, or you become fast friends with, or you're like, ooh,
fast friends. It's an app.
Mm-hmm. Is it?
Oh, I like it.
It is now.
Oh, okay. Oh, now we're making app ideas.
Yeah, okay. You buying domain names now?
Come on, sweat equity.
Oh, you have you have a little sweat equity in poorpeopledate.com.
I have 1/4.
That's right.
Of a huge franchise. It's called poorpeopledate.com, and it's a website for poor people to date. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you get money out of the way up front, because it's such a hassle.
Yeah, if you want to go back and listen to the episode, we had Tyler on to talk about it a little bit.
Good, yeah. My partner, yeah.
And you're in the commercials.
I am. Me and another reality star, 2 stars in one commercial. Talk about power.
I know.
Yeah, we did
galaxy.
some promos. Oh, it's great. It's crazy.
That's a lot of star power.
Oh yeah, some S7 Edge stuff. It's crazy.
So who's the other reality star?
Dylan Howard. He's still in Hollywood. I lived with him out in Hollywood for about 6 months.
Okay.
And then I was like, I gotta get out of here, man. I was just doing more drugs. And the best part was I went out to Hollywood clean. I wasn't doing drugs. Hey.
The way that started was like,
right?
It's a good way to go out to Hollywood.
We knew there was a butt around the corner.
Yeah. But I got to Hollywood. I'm like, I'm gonna just do comedy. I'm not gonna do drugs anymore. But like, it was all the waiting between comedy and just being in that atmosphere. Because stage time's hard to get out there. Even open mics, man. I'm sitting around for 2-3 hours at a time a night at each one of these spots. I'm going, God damn it, I just need to do drugs. So, yeah, man, just sitting around the Comedy Store for nights on end.
So try to explain that scene, like doing stand-up every night. I've tried to do it a little bit on this, but I want to hear your take. It's like, I just say if it's like anything, you gotta get your at bats. Like if you want to be good at golf, you gotta play a shit ton of golf.
Yeah, it literally is just the more you do the thing. I've heard that theory before. It's like 10,000 hours of anything, you can become an expert at it, and it really is one of those things where the more time you put into it, the better you're gonna get at it. And especially now, it's great running all the rooms I'm doing. I got 4 weekly rooms and 2 monthly rooms, and just over the last 2 weeks, I've been on stage 16 times. So it's pretty awesome, dude.
And typically, if you get up about 5 to 7 times a week, you're doing pretty good. That's a good clip.
Yeah,
16's kind of.
It's awesome.
That's like New York numbers.
It's a little neurotic.
It's cool just because now when I jump on stage, it's become just such a natural habit where I'm like, all right, we're back on stage. What's up, guys? So like, there's less of that awkwardness or anxiety that would normally come with stand-up before.
Oh, do you still get nervous at all?
No, not anymore. But I'm saying the idea of just reps gets it away.
Right.
How far are you as your normal self sitting here, the John Jacobs in front of us now from you're normal. You're normal.
Right.
How far are you from that guy on stage in real life?
I don't like to think I'm too far. It's pretty much just I'm a little louder on stage,
Right.
It's kind of like, it's kind of like your personality on steroids. It's kind of how I was on reality TV. Because it's like, it's me, but it's me to the max, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
No, I agree. I think it's like just 20% more of yourself.
Yeah, crank it up, baby.
Yeah. And
the turn up is real.
And you're trying to hit, like you write a lot of jokes. I've been riffing because I'm lazy about writing.
It's great.
But it's one of those things where you're economizing your words. So it's you, but you're trying to get to the point quicker.
Yeah.
It's not like this where we're just kind of bullshitting.
You're nailing it right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you talk, but like you want to get less words. You know what I mean? Like talking, but least.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like less words. Fewest words.
Did economizing throw you off?
Yeah.
Is equity economizing?
See, I knew it was a finance show. I couldn't hang out with you guys. What is this, Mad Money?
I wish.
What's the guy's name?
This is no money.
Michael Richards?
Yeah. This is poor people date.
Yeah. This is poor people
podcast.
Yes. Yeah, it's good stuff.
So I mean, so you have to, going from when you're 21, the day after 21. Right. Let's be exact and not shortchange you here.
Yes, please.
You're one day over. And when does it start that you kind of build when does the John Jacobs empire begin? When do you start finding out who you are and kind of what? I don't want to make it totally business driven with the show, but you are your own brand. I mean
totally.
You are your own entity. When does John Jacobs, who we see now,
I mean, I was talking about this recently with another comic, the idea of right when you first start, you have these really great like personal stories and premises, but you can't tell them well. So you kind of bail on them and go to more like universal basic bullshit jokes, and then those start working a little bit.
Right.
Then you get more confidence, and then you can like years later finally revisit your personal stories. So it's like you got to just get joke telling down. You got to get a stage presence down. Just, interaction with the audience, seem like a normal human up there. And then once all that shit works together, you can be like, okay, now I can kind of show who I am a little bit more. So it's like you got to ease into it, and rarely can people ever just jump up and be good and like be open.
Yeah, that's a really good. I've never heard it that way, and that makes a lot more sense. It's hard to articulate like how to really start out, and just getting Can I write a joke and then tell it?
Yeah.
And then getting to the point where you're like, all right, I'm a little bit more fluid, and I can kind of, I don't get thrown off if a plate breaks.
Yep.
Or or there's people just talking. Hecklers, like a lot of people can't handle it. They shut down.
Oh yeah.
And then they forget the rest of their set.
Yeah.
And it's like,
I mean, that sounds terrible.
It's the best. But
it's the best for us.
Yeah, it's fine. We love it. We love crowd work.
I don't know if I've ever I don't know if I've really been thrown off by a heckler.
No.
Like been like, oh my god, what are you gonna do? Now I haven't had the best comeback. That hasn't been great, but it's still like you could have a shitty. You could have a 3 for a comeback. And it's still better than anything because you have a mic.
Yeah, no, crowd work's fun for me too because it like with an ADD kind of mind like we have, crowd work kind of engages us. We're like, oh yeah, this is a live show. Let's get into it. So
it's chaos, man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And the beautiful thing about stand up, if you really want to romanticize about it, is like it is that you are there. That's what makes it different than watching it on TV, like a polished hour. I love that chaos sometimes when there's just like Jimmy Buffett dude just being too loud.
Yeah, you never have any idea what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
that's part of the fun.
Yeah,
like, there's like no stability in my job. Like I have stable nights every week where I'm like I have to be here, but no idea what's gonna happen, and I can never get comfortable.
There was a David Cross was recently in Tampa, and I guess there was a big thing that happened during the show. I guess there were people standing up and shit. Did you go? Did either of you guys go? I didn't go.
I'm not sure.
We don't go to many stand-up shows.
No,
my brother went, and he was like, I thought it was part of the show. I thought it was like hilarious because he was just getting right on that edge, and then at one point he just like jumped off that political correctness. Okay. He's okay, but so I guess some people were like, I don't know. There's this whole thing happened, and people were standing up and screaming like at him during the show, but you're right. It makes it. You're not going to get that if he's,
and
doing his own TV show or whatever.
Your audience too.
Right. And I think that puts them in the moment, and that's what people pay for. They pay for that good.
In general, I feel like most people who heckle at comedy shows are just truly like bad people at heart. And I think they kind of know.
I completely believe that
because it really is. It's one of the only situations in life and in any kind of scenario where somebody can just blatantly be a bad person in front of everybody, and it's like very clear.
No, they're helping the show.
Exactly. They think it's that terrible narcissistic idea of like it's all about me no matter what's going on, even if it's somebody else doing a show. I gotta make it my show too. So yeah, some people just can't not be.
Those people need to just start podcasts.
Well, well, they're the people that can't listen to a podcast because that's the other part. They're not listening a lot of the times.
Yeah,
you get the drunk Friday crowd. The late Friday show is usually the drunkest crowd.
Yeah,
because they got off of work, probably went to happy hour,
hate their life,
and just kept drinking until the late show. So they're fucked. They're been up since 5, 6, 7 a.m. or whatever for their job, and then they get so hammered that they can't listen, but they hear trigger words.
Exactly.
So
just some word pops out.
Right. They'll hear
blowjob.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. Yeah. And it's even better too when it's the drunk groups with like 3 dudes and 3 girls, and one of the dudes is like, "Oh, I'm gonna impress the rest of my friends when I shout at the comedian. They're gonna like that good." And then they get pissed when it doesn't work. Whoa, hey, why are you yelling back at me just because I yelled "fuck you"? You know what I mean? I'm funny guy. So it's like, people don't understand at all. It's really funny, when hecklers try to be mean and then you're mean back, and they're like, but that's not fair. You can't be mean to me.
Are hecklers the same people that like rev their engine when they go by girls on the sidewalk or something? You think those people are probably hecklers? Because I think if they're not, they're friends with them. I think there's a parallel.
It's a mix.
I'd have to think about that. I mean, yes. Probably because it's about getting attention.
Yeah.
And it's not, they don't think it's that big of a deal. So
right.
Sometimes they're PC social justice warriors. And they come out.
I haven't had that shit happen to me in a while. I kind of like want it to happen sometimes because I'm ready to go.
Yeah, of course.
And it helps in business too. If anybody challenges me like on the spot of what I'm saying,
right.
and I'm kind of using like shorthand, I already have something ready to go about that because I'm thinking a little bit ahead because I can see where it's going to go.
So are you the guy that's looking for a debate though?
No.
Like if anyone rebuttals?
No. My whole aspect has been we're at a barbecue and I have a louder voice than everybody else.
Right.
I like the interaction. I think that's good. But when it is one of those things, if people want to debate, they'll flame out because they can't handle just screaming. Just literally trying to scream and have that debate.
Right.
But no one's in it. the thing with jokes is at where Jacobs and I are at is like, you've thought about this joke obsessively in every angle. Yeah. So if anybody challenges the belief of the joke, you can either go, hey, it's a fucking joke, or B, I already know everything about this angle of doing CrossFit. I can tell you how overzealous it is. I can tell you chiropractors fucking are making loot off of it because they love it. They love people coming in from it. Yeah. So you already research.
Compression sock companies are through the roof.
Exactly. Yeah. And you do a lot of research.
Jeep is up like 500%.
Money socks.
And then people will also talk to you about your jokes after shows. So you become like almost. You have to absorb a lot of shit, whether you want to or not.
But that's got to. So I would imagine that's got to be kind of. I don't want to say cool, but I mean it's got to be kind of rewarding. You're like, oh man, like I was. Again, let's romanticize about it. Like I was listened to. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, man, like I made a couple of people laugh and they left. It's like that person thought enough to either be like, hey, I really liked this joke and something stuck out, so that's rewarding, or they were like, dude, you're kind of an asshole about this. Have you ever thought about that? And it's like. Art is, supposed to make just people feel something, whether it's good, bad, uncomfortable, comfortable, anything. So I think from that aspect, is that a good thing for you guys? Like if someone comes up and they're like civilly like, hey dude, let's I want to talk to you about this.
Oh yeah, I love that. If somebody wants to talk deeper about a subject I talked about on stage, I go, yeah, let's chop it up. What do you think? I mean, let's see what we can build here. But recently it's just been funny, the transition between venues of like, weekly open mics at bars versus a theater show is such a wildly different scenario. And like I almost forget sometimes at real shows like, oh wow, everybody's so quiet, this is crazy. Just because man, it's
someone throw something at me, please.
Yeah, it's a weird practice where I don't know, I guess it's practice like anything else, but for some reason it's more respect on the weekends, I guess.
What about let's talk to you about the reality show.
Yeah,
where you kind of took the Maybach Diamonds brand.
Oh, big time.
To the
wearing
next
a kimono
level.
And chains and shades inside all day.
I remember before you did MTV's Are You the One? And you were like, I've got a kind of a strategy. And for what I saw, it kind of worked.
It was great.
Like, I'm going to be over the top and crazy, but I'm going to be reserved kind of crazy. Like you knew exactly when to push it to the limit. Where
totally.
I think a lot of the crazy reality stars,
they
don't have a plan. They're booked on the show because they are crazy.
Yeah, they're stupid. I mean, it's the idea of like, I'm being crazy, but at the end of the day, I'm still everybody's good friend, and I'm not going to do anything fucking like nuts and hurt somebody.
But you got a lot of camera time. I wonder if we counted up all the minutes, but you threw a watch through.
Oh yeah, I threw a watch through the window and took my shirt off and threw that and storm out of the house.
For those that don't know what Are You the One is, it's 20 singles.
Yeah,
you're put in Hawaii.
Supposedly singles. Yeah, Hawaii. Yeah, we got to stay in a presidential mansion. They said Ronald Reagan used to vacation in our house.
Nice.
Really? When I broke the window, I was thinking about that. I was like, I bet he looked right out this window. Fucking loser.
Eating jelly beans.
Ronald Gagan.
Yeah.
Suck my dick. That's right.
Wow.
Yeah, thank you.
It's that kind of wordplay.
Dissing presidents.
So
give me the big bucks. Deers. Oh, dear. Wait a minute.
Oh, are you free? Are you
John Doe? Get it? Come on. How many deer puns?
Wow.
It's called deer buns.
That's been all our time, guys. Yeah. We usually do an hour, but this has only been 23 minutes.
It's another Shark Tank pitch.
No, okay.
Be a good thing. Deer buns. Burgers, deer meat. You sell them at, I don't know. No, they don't sell any food at
we don't edit this podcast.
At hunting reserves.
This is just going
perfect.
This
is great. But yeah, that's an idea. They don't sell any food when you go hunting. You're out hunting with your friends. You got no food. Deer buns.
Deer buns.
Deer buns.
Like sticky buns?
Yeah, like a sticky buns with deer meat.
So venison buns?
Yes. Use words like that too. They'll be impressed. Whoa.
Deer buns?
Venetian? From Italy? Yes. I had another good one was the foul ball.
What's that?
Spheres of chicken you sell baseball games.
See that?
Oh, come on.
That actually works.
Ball. That's genius.
Nice.
The foul ball.
That kind of plays.
Nice.
On a big stick. Can you imagine that?
Fried?
Oh, yeah. Big fried chicken.
I think it should come in a glove.
Oh,
I eat it out of a glove.
Yeah, eat it out of the glove. The glove is chips. Yeah.
Chip glove.
Oh my God.
And a little ketchup.
It's $1 billion idea. Yeah,
a little honey mustard.
All that. You can do whatever you want.
Save
Each finger of the glove is a different dipping sauce.
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
This is crazy.
And it looks like the Milwaukee Brewers old logo, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of glove.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Not a catcher's glove. That wouldn't work.
Well, how do we get some money in this?
Well,
anybody listening to this, call me.
What's your number?
301. I don't want to give it. There might be like a little kid.
You have Martin. You have Martin Shkreli's number.
I do have Martin. You want to call him live now?
Shkreli? How do you say his name?
Shkreli.
You guys, you know who that is, right, Caleb?
Martin Shkreli,
I'm about to know.
Pharma bro.
The AIDS pill guy. You want to call him up now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Can you do it on air?
How did you get his number?
Don't worry about that.
All right.
Hold on. Let's call him up.
Let's do it.
This is gonna be great. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Martin Shkreli, the AIDS pill guy. We're about to cut. Do you guys have anything we should say to him? You got any questions so I don't sound like an asshole?
His haircut looks better since he got in trouble.
Oh, jeez. That's what I'm gonna talk to him about. Hey, I know we don't know each other. No, I called him a while ago and we were supposed to set up a roast because I wanted to roast him.
Yeah. Follow up on it.
Trey's gonna.
Yeah.
Come on, Martin.
Do it, Martin.
It's your boy.
Marty.
He probably sees this number and he's like, what the fuck?
Listen to Wu-Tang.
Yeah, right.
Marty. Does he have a voicemail?
I think so.
I feel like the Jerky Boys.
I think you have to pay to leave a message.
Yeah. Right. Well, at least give us your voicemail. Dude, who is this guy?
You don't really have his number.
Does he have T-Mobile? Does he not have voicemail?
This might be like his house number. Oh, still nothing?
Hi, you've reached Martin Shkreli. Please leave a message. Thank you.
Hey, Martin Shkreli, it's John Jacobs, stand-up comedian from Tampa and MTV. I called you a while ago about setting up a roast, potentially. Give me a call back. Let's make that happen. Love you, man. Talk to you soon. Yeah, see, that's just doing big business. Yeah, now you can say featuring Martin Shkreli on this podcast.
Let's make sure you hung up.
We have his voice.
No,
it counts.
That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
That's great, isn't it?
So Jacobs has a weird way of getting this kind of like information.
Yeah.
What was the Couch Talk? You could get weird information out of people.
Yes.
People want to tell you. I don't know what that is. You have some
an innocent brain. I don't know.
I don't know, but
a thirst for knowledge. People want to tell me stuff.
I'm just remembering now, like people would go up to you and like confide in like the weirdest, craziest shit.
Yeah.
What is that about?
I think it's because they know like I've done some crazy stuff too. So they're like, well, you're crazy, so I'll just tell you my craziest shit. And I'm like, yeah, totally.
Yeah, but let me film this first.
Yeah, exactly. Right? But I think it's because they know I don't care either. I don't know. It's like, people are like, oh man, this crazy fucked up story. Like, yeah, it was before. I used to pick up girls, anytime on a first date or whatever at a bar, I'd always be like, so like, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? And then they would always tell me, and it would always be some terrible thing, and I'd be like, oh man, that stinks. And then they'd be like, oh my God, you didn't judge me for that awful, terrible thing in my life? No, I trust you more than anyone in the whole wide world because I told that to you. And I'm like, thanks, all right.
It's like super empathy, but you're not really empathetic.
No, yeah, it's like, I get it, and I'm like, oh, cool story, but I don't, it's not going to change how I
want to put my ding dong in your deer buns.
Yo, your deer buns.
Call back.
Kids. Get your kids some deer buns, the dough buns. Deer and dough buns.
So
only at Winn-Dixie.
It's a weird.
Win this Dixie, if you know what I mean.
But I've
Dixie Chicks. Were they sponsored?
Oh, are you
the Winn-Dixie Chicks
sponsored?
I don't know if you're freestyling.
Giving you it's a preview of Couch Talk.
Can you do a little freestyle for us?
Little freestyle for you?
Yeah.
Okay. What any topic? Just do we need off on it?
No, he doesn't need anything.
Up in the studio. Okay. It's feeling like a rodeo. That didn't rhyme at all, but it doesn't matter. I'm always on time, on the ball, like JB. Motherfucker can't play me. Bitches want to come around and lay me. Cut up the meat, fillet me. Bitch, you know I be like A, B, C, D's, E, F, me. Yeah, I'm a G. H, I say. Hi, JK. Just kidding. Got the AK doing my bidding. And I turned my bed down. Motherfucker on her period. Yeah, I call that the red clown. Ew. The red clown. Oh, that's disgusting. But
that was pretty damn good. I didn't know
That's
you're done.
trap music.
That was pretty damn good.
I'm a freestyle rapper, you know.
Is that trap music?
man.
I don't know.
No, I don't. Trap's more hard, I guess, or
What?
gay. There's like two versions of trap now.
It's hard
right.
and gay.
Yeah, it seems like they go together, but like there's the trap rap, you know, like Gucci Mane type shit.
Okay.
Brr.
Right.
And then there's the trap trance shit, which is like the dubstep that like drops these shitty, crazy, chaotic things.
Which one's gay again?
Yeah.
The
Gucci
the
Mane?
trance music. Gucci Mane,
Yeah.
lion's mane. Oh, it's a Gucci lion's mane. It's got the print around it. That'd be great.
We don't even need to be here.
lions.
After a while, you just get Jacobs going, and it'll just keep.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my whole life is just like a dream, and I'm in a mental hospital somewhere, just making this up.
Staring at a wall.
Shutter's Island.
Yeah, right. Shutter Guyland. That's yours,
Wow.
right?
Well, I can't compete with that.
Yeah.
This is why we don't do roast battles.
Yeah, that's right.
So what? Let me go back real quick
Yes,
because
please.
a lot just happened.
I love to
from
go
the
back.
last time I
Ladies.
talked.
Yeah.
What? How did you get Martin Shkreli's? No, what was the? You guys are gonna do a roast of him?
Yeah, I
Whose
called
idea
him.
was that?
My idea.
That's a great idea.
Right, isn't that great? And I think people would like him more if we did some shit like that.
Where would this like take
I said
place?
whatever's easiest for him, you know, 'cause
Right.
it's him. So
Yeah.
plus, I don't even know if he can leave New York right now because of like his charges or whatever.
Really?
I'm not sure if that's still going on. Yeah, he had something where he's had to stay in New York. But yeah, man, it was my idea. My friend, I got a friend who works in D.C. at like at a think tank, and I have no idea what the fuck they do
Okay.
or anything. But he's like,
She just brainstorm all day.
it's a dude. I know, but
Does he?
you'd think it's a chick, right? With some shit like that. Think tank? Or like the pink tank. Two in the stink tank.
Whoa.
Ew.
You never know. You never know when it's gonna come
Panda,
out. man.
panda. But yeah, so he works at this think tank, and he's like, yeah, man, this kid from New York, he said he lives in Martin Shkreli's building, and he gave me his number. And I was like, fucking give it to me. So he just gave it to me. It was that easy.
It was
Wow.
that
It
easy.
was that easy,
Wow.
folks.
Hmm.
Yeah, right?
That guy's kind of shitty.
Who is
The guy who gave you the number.
Hey, but you know, we go way back.
How
He's
many
got it.
times does he get? You know, I'm not surprised he didn't answer his phone because he probably gets calls like that
I
all
know,
the time,
probably,
dude.
right? But he's picked up for me, you know, before. He's probably just, you know.
And what did he say? What was he just like? Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, no, he was like, thanks, man. You know, thanks for saying nice stuff about me or whatever. And I was like,
He's
yeah,
like,
dude,
no,
you're
that's
cool."
not what we do on a roast.
Well-
Like, I don't know if you've seen these.
No, but I had to butter him up to get him used to the idea of a
Yeah.
roast, you know. I just opened up like, first off, big fan, love what you're doing. You're a great guy. I want to be just like you. So, could we roast you? But yeah, man, I think he'd be in. If we can just, you know, if he calls me. Wouldn't that be great? He calls back right now on the show.
Oh,
Live
that'd be
on air.
amazing.
And you guys set up the roast
Yeah,
right
and
here.
he goes, is this on Sweat Equity right now? He goes, I'm watching live.
You watching the Asian one?
That's how he. That's how he screened the call.
Yeah, he's watching.
He's
now.
watching
He's going,
this
oh
live.
shit.
That's how
my
he
buddy.
screened it.
Yeah,
That's why we shouldn't do this live.
I know,
Yeah.
because he's probably, you know.
I
Yeah,
know.
where do you even watch this live on?
I don't know.
With my back turned to the whole.
Well, this TV it's live, and
Okay,
then
good,
some
good.
other TVs.
We're testing it out. We want to see how.
Okay, is it record the video too or no?
Yeah.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does. Sweet.
Yeah,
it's-
anyone's going to be able to
Got
watch
my
this.
back to this the whole time, pretty much. But
No,
No,
it's
it's
got. You're in the.
I
you're in the
can't
shot.
see.
I got you. Look,
Hey,
you're the
what's
guest.
up, dog?
You're more important.
You've been there the entire time.
Fuck you.
All right.
It's been behind
It's
GarageBand
okay. I
the
said
whole
that
time.
to me. Don't worry about it.
You just
Did you
said
say fuck you to me? All your
you-
fans are gonna storm me.
You just said fuck you to yourself,
I know.
basically.
I know it's very
Hmm.
weird. I have a very standoffish kind of mentality, especially with myself. I think I have a split personality.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm schizophrenic. I don't know. Just half the
Just-
day I'm like looking in the mirror going, yo, fuck you, dude.
Really?
And I'm going, no, man, I'm a good person. I go, no, you're not, you lying piece of shit. And I go, I am a good person. And you go, why? I don't know. I think I'm a good person. Yeah, that's right, you fucking piece of shit. You're not.
Sounds like Face Off.
And
Or is Travolta
see it,
there?
but I know who's in it. I wish.
It-
Only when
You
he
should
pays.
do. Are you gonna? You need to do a Couch Talk episode with
with
yourself.
my and I could do that.
And
I could
edit
cut
it, yeah.
half of, yeah, I'm sitting on easy. I can do
Yeah,
that.
you're welcome. Just send me a check.
So
Good idea. I'll
Just send me a check.
creative director on that episode.
Yeah, you're welcome.
so let's talk about you.
Inspired by actual events.
You went to L.A.
Yes.
You didn't have a good experience.
Didn't do too much, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's not like it's one of those things where you gotta be there. I don't know.
Right.
There's no.
yeah, they
There's no silver bullet
What-
for any of that. But
What went wrong in LA?
It's just gross and crowded and hectic and
All right,
like
but what
everything's-
went wrong?
I wasn't really getting any leeway with anybody I was meeting. I met with agents and I met with TV executives to pitch shows and shit. And like, you know,
how tough is it to get meetings like that?
You know, I was pretty much pulling all this shit from my MTV credits and like my MTV contacts, plus my college agent at the time hooked me up with a few folks. But yeah, you know, folks were telling me shit like, oh, you got to change your look, you got to do more personal stories only, you got to do this and that, and I don't know, just nothing I was doing was working out, and I didn't get any commercials. I was reading for commercials and shit.
What commercial part did you want that you're like, where you would go home at night and be like, I want to be this, this role?
I didn't want to, and it felt really weird doing them, like reading them, because it's like, all right, no, you know,
but you've got to as a comedian, you've got to get that kind of airtime on your resume,
exactly,
right?
Yeah. But yeah, man, something I was thinking about was it's just an unnatural thing, like in any community, you know, there's a certain number of people who do every different kind of job in the world. But in LA, it's just such an overload of entertainment folks. It's not natural. Not that many people doing entertainment should not be in the same place. Like, it's just weird. Like like in Tampa, it's like, yeah, sure, there's like 100 comedians, maybe at most. And it's like, that seems fair, right? Yeah. Like, LA, literally 90% of the people out there are like, I want to be in a movie, I'm a rapper, I want to do this and that. So it's like nobody's actually the
If you want to be a rapper, you got to come on Sweat Equity.
Yeah, if you want to be a rapper, you got to come on Sweat Equity.
Yeah, you don't just say you want to be a rapper. You
come get
rap.
with me.
It's a rite of passage.
Yeah, it's right. Yeah,
any rappers out there that want to challenge Jacobs?
Yeah, please, we can battle live on air, on video air.
I like it.
In cloud air. All kinds of air, whatever you want.
That's right.
HEIR, air.
Can you handle that?
I'm an heir to the air.
Could you handle that?
Could you?
The air up there. Air Jordan. Hair Jordan. I need a pair of Jordans. Come on.
This is like how we...
I don't know when to come back in.
Every time we talk,
I don't know when to come back in.
Eventually, he'll just bust
Harrison
into
Forden.
Like Maya Angelou
Ooh, that's
style.
Good. That's an idea. I can't Harrison afford it. I don't know when you'd ever say that, but if you were talking to Harrison, maybe he says it.
So Harrison Ford was out in L.A. and
and crashed his plane on the golf course.
Let's bring it back to that a bit.
Yeah.
So you got your dick knocked in the dirt, and you came back to Tampa.
Yes.
And, you had a write-up in the TBO, which is now, thanks to you,
I know, they did one page about me. They down.
Now they got. Now they went under.
Yep.
Tampa Tribune.
Yeah,
now
they cited me for the reason why, too.
Now part of the Tampa Bay Times. And so it was about a redemption story, about what you want to do to kind of get your shit together.
Right.
And I thought that was pretty cool. I don't think a lot of people would be that vulnerable. They just you'd probably do it, but as far as like having that in the paper and be public, was that part of like the accountability to make you go forward?
Yeah, totally. I mean, you know, it's definitely embarrassing to, you know, go out to LA, only be there 6 months and then have to come back and face everybody again, you know? Like, when I left, I truly thought, like, I was going to make something happen in my life.
Yeah.
Which is a good optimistic thing to think.
Sure.
But, you know, it became more realistic that, like, I can't get the stage time or the money or literally anything I want out there that I can get here. So I kind of learned some stuff about how they hustle shows out there, how they create a scene and build hype. And I just brought everything I learned in Hollywood back to Tampa. And now I do 3 rooms on 7th alone, you know what I mean? And 7th Avenue is the closest thing we have to Hollywood Boulevard. It really is. It's really funny. But it's very
Tampa's
watered down.
Bourbon Street,
or
Austin 6th Street. It's the commercial but historic kind of party area.
Yeah.
There's one club here. There's 3 other clubs in the area that are full-time. Ish.
But no, it's the thing, just living on Hollywood Boulevard, seeing a never-ending stream of people every day being pitched 1,000 things by 1,000 people. You see what works and sticks. And I'm going, okay, well, I can sell myself and sell the idea of free stand-up comedy every night to folks. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm taking pictures, and it looks live, and you got to create your own scene.
Does look good.
I think that's the most important thing, is finding, if there's not a I mean, you went out to LA, and you tried to fit.
Mm-hmm.
You tried to do the LA thing.
Yeah.
You tried to get on commercials. You tried to, you know, pitch people. You tried to do all those things, and nothing worked. So you sit there and you got a game plan.
Yeah.
And you say, all right, I'm going to go back home. You're from Tampa?
I'm from D.C. originally, but I went down to college at UT down here.
Okay.
So I had already been down here for about 6 years.
And Tampa's now home.
Yeah, Tampa's now my home. I love it down here.
Nice.
It's the best. Florida's the best.
All right. So he comes back home, and like you said, you've got to now find a way to take those things that you learned from, let's call it failure, but it's not the end of the story, right?
Yeah.
And like Law said, you get get knocked down, and now it's time to kind of get back up.
Dick knocked in the dirt.
Exactly. Dick knocked in the dirt.
Dick kicked and licked.
Mm-hmm.
So
your pick. Okay.
All right,
it's
here we
a
go.
whorehouse. Dick kickers and lickers. And, okay, you put your dick in a box on the wall, and then it either gets licked or kicked. It's $50, but here's the thing.
I thought this was rap, and then it went into Shark Tank.
Oh, no, yeah, this is a pitch. But, yeah, $50.
A mobile glory hole?
Yeah, mobile, too? Yeah, it's like a food truck.
Oh, wait, hold on. I can do this.
A dude truck. Oh.
A global hole.
A global hole. Okay,
yeah,
not as good as me, but
yeah, no, not as good.
Dicks kicked and licked by Rick. There you go. It's a food truck with one guy named Rick. He either licks or kicks your dick. $50. Put your dick in the side of my truck. But here's the scary part: 98% of the time, it's a kick. And then he leaves town. Nobody got their dick licked. He got like $10,000. He just goes town to town licking and kicking dick. See, I can't stop. If I stop trying to be funny, I'll die. That's what
you're just saying words.
Yeah,
after
I
a
gotta.
while.
It just
like
flows,
these are similar.
Flows, grows, knows. Who knows? Every which way it goes, huh?
Flows knows.
Pros and
Who
cons.
knows?
Ooh, okay, there's the show. It's called Pros and Cons. It's professionals and convicts who compete to work on Rick's dick licking kicker truck. And that's
twister,
it.
man.
That's pros and cons. I like it. Hosted by John. Oh my God.
Woo!
Pros and cons with John. Oh my God. Co-hosted by Rick the Dick Kicker.
Either people love this episode or hate it.
Yeah,
I can't tell.
I'm sure that everybody's already gone.
I'm pretty sure I popped a blood vessel in my face.
Cool.
Well, that's how you know it's a good idea.
So you moved back from LA.
Yeah,
Dude, your eye is red as fuck.
That's great.
Oh my
So
God, you look like the Terminator.
Yeah. So you moved back from LA. And
I'll be Bach.
You made him laugh
The
so
music star.
hard. You fucked his eye up.
Oh.
You popped a look.
tried to
Look at
it'll
his
be
eyes.
good. It'll be good.
Yeah, he seemed fine. Just pink
cool.
eye.
Yeah, it's cool.
You gave him pink eye.
I gave him
'cause
pink
you're a
eye.
comedic
All you
genius.
have to do is just paint it white, and you're
Prank
good.
eye. Yeah, paint it white. White out. Get some white out.
You should just have your own podcast.
Shout out to White Out.
where you're just talking to yourself for an hour.
That's what I think. I've done that a few times on a
wanna-
recorder.
You want to do it in here? You can use this
That'd
spot.
be fun. Yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it make me more responsive. When I do it myself with my own recorder at home, I thought about that. I'm like, I could do a podcast of me just talking shit for but it really does.
But then
sound
you
like
just feel schizophrenic.
it's very schizophrenic. Like if you listen to it for like 5 minutes, you'd be like, this kid is out of his fucking mind.
I've been to your apartment, and
yeah, you've seen.
What do your neighbors think? Like below you?
Oh, the kid below me is like a 22-year-old kid who's like an accountant. For
He
pest
probably thinks you're
control
hilarious.
company.
He probably loves it. Yeah,
he
he's
loves
just
it
like
so much.
You're
I'm
his
like,
muse.
I'm a role model.
I don't think that's the term.
Yeah, no. Sometimes he brings up.
You're
like,
his Rick.
The kid might have
Yeah,
said
I'm his Rick. He comes up, he gets his dick kicked, sticks it through the peephole. That's the thing. I took out the peephole. I made it a dick hole. But the thing is, you got to have a step ladder because the peephole's high up. So you got to fit your dick
why
through
you have
the
so many-
peephole.
Or Tony Robbins just comes by.
Oh, he's tall. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
You can fit his dick through the peephole.
Anyways, I never thought about it. Just thinking
Because
of
he
tall
does
people.
come by. Yeah.
Tony has stuff by, right?
Oh yeah.
That's one of the
I
other.
I taught him how to talk. Actually.
It's great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, when he was a baby, he had never spoken before.
We
And he
were-
was like, "You're very woken." And I was like, "Thank you." Oh, I can't stop rhyming. Or miming. If you could see me in the studio, I'm miming, folks. Oh, wait, they can see me, and I'm not miming. I was miming a mime not working. That's what I was doing. Thank you, folks. Trip your wait staff. Wait, I meant to say tip. Shit, they're all on the ground. He said trip, Your Honor. That's what happens.
Ugh.
I have so many more questions.
You're gonna
I
fuck
can't
his
even
other
think.
eye up, man.
Yeah. Good Lord.
So what's the plan now going forward? I mean, we try to keep this around 45
Okay.
to under an hour.
Oh,
What-
sweet. Okay, sweet.
What's the game plan? So you have your headlining gig. If you're in the
Yes.
Tampa Bay area, what's that? What's the dates?
May 18th. This
Tampa Improv.
Wednesday.
Oh, good.
Wednesday.
So this will be out Tuesday morning.
This will be okay. Cool.
The
so they
audio.
can all come. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the passcode to get in?
Just show up and say Johnny J.
Rick's dick licking band.
Yeah. What's up? I'm a representative for Rick's Dick Licking Kick Van. What's up?
Just say they're there with the sponsor.
Yeah, just say you're there with
Bricks.
Sweat Equity, and just give them a little freestyle rap. They'll give you free tickets. But no, yeah, I'm doing
God,
that.
I would love if someone did that.
You're right.
All right, I heard this on Sweat Equity. To get a free ticket.
Yeah.
Here it goes. Kickstand, flip stand.
Yeah.
Get on gone.
But yeah, so
Yeah,
I got that
that'd be good.
Wednesday. I got, total of 6 or this Thursday too is the first time my Sawgrass room in St. Pete is running. It's at a bar called Sawgrass on Central Avenue, co-run by Jake Barsness. And yeah, man, so I got 6 rooms. I still have a Sunday night open. I'm not down to getting fucking 7, 8, 9 rooms. Cause shit, that's how I'm making my money. I'm a full-time comic right now, motherfuckers. Make my money, selling beer.
But that's a good note to end on. That's a good button because look, just making money, just doing stand-up is almost near impossible.
It's my dream.
The only guys that really make you have to do those commercial auditions to supplement your stand-up because stand-up doesn't make shit because there's so much demand that the supply side or there's so much supply that there's it's not the 80s, so it's not and people aren't getting paid nearly as much, and so let's break down what a feature gets $600 a week.
Yeah,
for 5 days.
Yeah,
or you get $100 a show.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're flying in from out of town, this is almost impossible to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
As a full-time job. Whereas in the 80s, it was I think you got $3,000 to be a feature for a weekend or something. Something
that's insane.
Some crazy numbers just for a club.
Right. And yeah, man, I remember seeing a Bernie Mac documentary, and he did shit just like this. He was putting on shows every night in hotel basements and shit, and doing variety shows.
That's what Kevin Hart did.
Exactly. All the big names, they made their own fucking scene.
But I think that's exactly what it comes back to. And with no matter what you're doing, whether it's stand-up comedy, whether it's baseball recruiting videos, whether it's anything, you have to create a scene. You have to create buzz. You have to create. You find the void, or you can make people realize there's a void.
And avoid the noid.
Avoid the noid.
And avoid the noid.
Boys.
I got it before you.
I know, but there's nothing else rhymes with noid. Fucking doid. Altoids. Steroids.
That's how
deployed.
Hemorrhoids.
Deployed. That's how we'll end this.
There you go. Hemorrhoids.
We got to end
them all.
We got to end on you just doing some more freestyle.
Okay.
And we're just gonna fade you out.
Bada boom, bop bam. Favorite thing to do is slam. Men. Favorite number after 9 is 10, not 11. I'm talking about my favorite place to be is in the 7. One better than Drake's 6. Motherfucker, I carry fake dicks, 'cause Law Smith gave me one for Christmas one time. Yes, motherfucker, I got hot chocolate. I'm talking Swiss Miss one time. I'm talking about I got Swiss watches and Hot Pockets. Motherfucker riding around in Houston on rockets. I'm talking about you got a gun, cock it. I'm talking about stick your finger in a socket, especially if you're a baby. And if you're a raccoon, I hope you got rabies. 'Cause motherfucking pirates got scabies. I'm getting high, it's insane. I got crazy glue on me. And I'm a Jew. You wanna spawn me like Wesley Snipes. Yes, I'll be the best with ripes. I'm talking about ripe bananas, apples, motherfucker playing Scrabble, drinking Snapple. I'm talking about heart attack at the Big Apple, 'cause I'm always doing big things in the NY. And I'm like, I got fucking stacks 10 high. 10s only. No bigger bills. I'm talking about Buffalo with them windowsills. But bills also, you know what I mean? And I can keep. Do you want me to keep going?
I was gonna wait till
I'm never going to stop.
We'll get another 30 seconds.
Okay. Flip flapjacks. Yes, I bring back the backpacks. Motherfucker, I suck it like a vacuum. Yes, I stack Macs and I track Zooms. And they're like, what do you mean by Zooms, dog? I'm like, Mazdas. Motherfucker, you got a Honda. And I be like, E-Honda. 'Cause I'm on the internet. We got Gonda in Uganda. Smoking ganja. That's that Kush, dog. I'm talking about I saw that movie. Push, dog. Nobody ever saw that movie.